So you just got your first camera or a new camera and you're new to photography. So I'm going to give you the 5 things you should do when you first get your camera. And none of these are things you have to buy. These are things you can do as soon as you get your camera on this special day, whenever you're getting it. So number 1, read your camera's manual. I know this is like, what? Read? Yes, read the manual or even the quick start guide, because one is going to help you familiarize yourself with the camera's layout, the buttons, and all the features of the camera. 2, it's going to help you explore the menu system. So you're going to be able to know where things are in the menu. If this is a new camera for you, you don't know what's in there. So this is going to help you figure that out. And 3, it's going to just help you familiarize yourself with your camera. Like, you're going to pick it up, you're going to hold it, you're going to be pressing buttons, you're going to be exploring things. And when you run into a problem, you know where to go in the manual. And trust me, this is like basic 101, but it is a big one. And sometimes there's even like a quick start guide from in the box. So if you do anything, the first thing you should do is read the manual and have your camera right next to you so that you can read something, then look it up in the camera system itself. Number 2, set up the basics of your camera. And these are things like turning on the grid on the back of your LCD screen. Trust me, if you're new to photography, a lot of us, myself included, we shift our cameras this way just slightly, and then you don't notice it until you get back into looking at your pictures. But if you have a grid on there, you're going to be able to line things up and it will just look nicer. You also want to set up what kind of focusing you want to use. Zone focusing, spot focusing, metered focusing, like whatever it is, you're going to want to set that up now and, just kind of set it and forget it. That way you can just start playing with your camera. And again, it goes back to number 1. You're digging in deeper into your camera's menu system. You also want to set, obviously, the date and time. That way you can have timestamps of when you're taking your pictures. I have one of my cameras that for some reason is like wildly off. So whenever I'm importing pictures, it's like 2 hours ahead of all the other pictures. And so that's something I need to do myself and go back in there and fix it. And then the biggest thing you want to figure out right away is, do you want to shoot in JPEG? Do you want to shoot in RAW? Or do you want to shoot in JPEG plus RAW? And if you don't know what any of that means, stick to JPEG for right now. Number 3, watch a specific YouTube tutorial on your camera. There are YouTube tutorials for everything, for every camera. Now, I don't know what camera you have, but I guarantee you there's a YouTube video for it. The great part about watching a YouTube tutorial, they're going to show you how to set up not only the basic things, but kind of go deeper into the camera, how to make it personal, like the button layouts. They're going to show you how to change buttons if you want to. And also they're going to tell you if there's software updates, because that's something you should do right away too. Get the most updated software for your camera. These are little computers in our hands, not in our pockets, but in our hands. But unlike our phones and tablets and computers, they're not connected to the internet. So you have to go out and update the software. And so watching a tutorial, they'll show you how to do that, again, with so many other tips and tricks that you're going to learn from your camera. Now, I would say, don't try to do everything that they say, right? Use it as a guide and as a resource, but watch it. Again, have your camera next to you and kind of just go through some of the things that they're talking about. You don't have to do everything, like I said, but it's a good idea to watch their videos and see what they recommend. And if you're new, maybe use some of their recommendations, but you can also go back and change it if you want. Number 3, use your camera. Go out and start playing with it. Like, try out all the modes. Get off of auto. I see so many people, and this is something I tell my son all the time. We can go somewhere, and if I see someone using their camera and it has a flash on their camera, and the flash pops up and they're taking a picture in the middle of the day, I know their camera's on auto. So get your camera off of auto. Get it into aperture priority, shutter speed priority. If you're brave, try manual mode and see how that's like. But go out and play with your camera. See what you like. Me personally, I shoot in aperture priority because I like to control my depth of field. If you don't know what that means, don't worry about it. Also, experiment with your camera's ISO. Again, if you don't know what that means, you can look it up. But go through the set, play with different settings, try different things. If it has like the eye autofocus for humans or animals, which most cameras do these days, play with those. And again, just explore and have fun. If you're getting this after the holidays or during the holidays, it's a perfect time to take pictures of friends and family when they're all around you, or if you still have lights up or anything like that, take your camera with you. Number 5, like I said earlier, personalize your camera, meaning set up your Wi-Fi, set up your Bluetooth, pair it to your phone. If you are brave enough, you can go through and start mapping your buttons so they're custom buttons. If you know you're going to be using the eye auto detect all the time, you can map it to a button, and then you can switch it from human or to animal, whatever planes I think they have now. But personalize your camera, meaning make it so it's yours and set up your camera the way you want it to use it. I personally don't use video on my camera, so the video button on here changes my camera to something else other than shooting video. For you, you may want to keep that because you want to use it to shoot video. And number 6, I'm going to give you a bonus one. Bring your camera everywhere you go. Now, this is something that I see a lot of people, they don't do, because you get your camera and you're a little shy to bring it out in public, but everywhere you go for the next 30 days, take your new camera with you. That's the only way you're going to get comfortable with it. You're going to use it more. You're going to know what you like and what you don't like. Because if you only take it when you go on like trips or special places, you only use it so much. But if you use your camera or have your camera with you every day, not only are you going to get to know your camera better, you're going to start training your photographer's eye. And this is something I've talked about in another video, but it's a real thing. But bringing your camera with you every day is going to make you a better photographer. And in the long run, you're going to keep up this hobby more than other people. Unfortunately, I know people who have taken up photography. They've gotten a camera, they've purchased a couple lenses, but because they didn't practice enough, and when they went on vacations, their pictures weren't great, and they would get frustrated, and then they stopped using it, and then their camera sits on the shelf for a few years, and it collects dust, and then they sell it, and they're like, well, I tried this photography thing, and it just wasn't for me. Like anything, you have to practice. So the more reps you put in, the better your photography is going to be. And trust me, my pictures and everyone who first got into photography, their pictures were not that good, but you just have to kind of push through it. And every now and again, you're going to find one that's like really good, and you're going to learn from that, and you're going to go and do that again. And so again, have patience, but bring your camera everywhere you go. Thank you for watching this video. If this has helped you, please hit that like and subscribe button, because I like making videos about photography, photography gear, and the philosophy of photography. If you are watching this in December 2024, please hit that like and subscribe button to help me get to 2,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I would really appreciate that. All right. Thank you as always for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.